Okay, it hasn't. Oh, now it did. I just saw the little notification.
Alright, check to see if the sound...
Okay.
I'd only just mute Discord or something so you can hear.
No, yeah, your sound's still pretty quiet in it.
What the fuck?
Did you turn it like way up in Discord? I mean, not Discord, I mean, in OBS?
Yeah. Oh my god. Embarrassing. Where would it... Okay, so I'm under... It's not an audio.
Yeah, before when I went to sound, there's like a little enhancements tab and that helped, but you didn't have an enhancements tab. So that's a mystery. I'm thinking, I guess, is there a way to just like manually turn up your levels in the sound settings? It's weird how it does that.
Is this any better?
Yeah, I mean, wait, let me check the stream. It's better, it's louder in Discord. Let me see though.
Well, Discord wasn't a problem.
I know. I could just turn you down though, so that's good.
Testing. Am I loud or not?
I can't tell.
Oh my god.
It's hard to tell. Wait, let me see. Yeah, you're louder.
Okay, good.
Yeah. It's better now.
I'm just gonna... Should we have a little audio on here or not?
Yeah, from the callouts and stuff. I think that'll be good.
Okay. Alright, this is gonna be really, really interesting, because we're both gonna try and do this at the same time. So you're just gonna have to tell me when to pause.
Oh, we're both gonna pause at the same time and
stuff? Well, I'll, let's just find the point where, maybe you can do the next map. Where's the next map start? So put your marker on 12:58.
Okay, I will once this ad ends. You said 12:58. I'm trying to remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 12. Oh no, that was last stream. 12.
Oh. Is 12:58? That might be the start. Actually, 12:58 might be my marker, actually, because I think that's the first. Yeah, that's the start.
66 is the first. You're right.
So you're at 28 something. Oh, 29. Just put it on 29 minutes.
That's on CC. Okay. Okay, it's 28:59. Close enough. It's hard to change it in tiny amounts.
Yeah. Oh, I should probably get my pen out.
What? Oh, that's the chat from the thing. I thought people were asking us to unbench Shelly right now. I was like, what the heck?
Lol.
They never stop. It was sailing watching the stream? That's wild. I saw him say something in chat earlier.
Are you looking at the Twitch? Is that because he joined the Twitch early, like
No, yeah, I saw it earlier.
Oh, I see. Alright, guys. Alright, we'll go back to WebEx, so then I'm gonna start pressing play.
So this is Transcendent.
Okay.
That replaced.
I'm just gonna ignore everything I said in here and just redo it all.
Okay.
I got the icon, guys.
Sounds like a plan. You're pretty quiet in this anyway, so.
What was that?
Alice, do you have the icon?
What icon?
New diva icon.
Like, other people have to
icon
be
that
really loud
everything
for us
else
to
on
be able to
that
hear
is-
you in the old stream.
The icon that everyone else on.
And I probably should have downloaded this first and then done it, actually. It's kind of hard to navigate on Twitch.
Yay!
We can do our
That's a good point.
summer game thing.
You know what? Let's.
So dumb.
What?
I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can just download it real quick.
It's probably a good plan.
So unprofessional.
We're the most professional.
Oh my god, I swear if I accidentally delete these, I'm gonna be very, very mad at
Oh
myself.
my god, Cal. That wouldn't be an option. I guess you'd be able to go to the other guy who did it, but I mean, I don't know.
You should download. Oh, can you? I don't think you can download it on yours, can you?
No, I don't think so. That's okay. I found out there's a way to draw on WebEx. And then maybe you could stream the WebEx view? I don't know. It's a mystery.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be streaming your WebEx view, so that's fine. Oh my god. Alright, did I do the wrong one? Oh, here.
Wow, and you were trying to download a smaller video.
I know. Alright, fuck it. We're just gonna do it.
Nice.
Good plan.
Season 11 competitor. I like it.
But every single person like that.
Great.
What do you mean, like?
What is happening over there? You sound like you have Inception going on in the back.
my brother's getting his bathroom redone. They're redoing his bathroom. Or shower specifically.
For the most part.
It could be Inception too, though, you know.
Yeah.
Ports will be a different
Or, you know,
color.
like, just a really dramatic part of a movie.
What?
Or something big's happening.
don't know why.
Boom.
Alright, Leo.
You removed it.
What did they say? What did they say?
We can like do Reinhardt,
Can't allow Leo to sass you.
and I can help with the Discord.
Go.
What do you want?
Wait, I got a plan. I saw
Oh my god, it's so choppy though.
sports do
Is
It
this
gets better.
okay?
Yeah, I remember when I rewatched the VOD back, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, is it like this the whole time?
and let you guys know.
But
Yeah,
like,
Aran Diva can dive
it
target.
gets better once they actually start walking out.
Okay.
So I
Wait,
guess you two work together, sailing and fair.
Oh, hi.
They
I can help
probably
with
have a
the
Genji. They might have a
Discord.
Genji.
Support, stick with me.
Let's just wait to see what Brave tell us.
Oh my god. When is this gonna start?
Like once you start moving on, like 3 seconds after that, the video quality picks up. You get more than 1 frame per second. You'll see.
Fuego.
Learned it myself.
I'm just fast forwarding it.
Dang, your Overwatch has quite the different range of FPS as it likes to do when you're streaming.
On top of,
Yeah, I think I have to change some settings or something.
Yeah, it goes from like
I hacked the
180 to 160. Mine does that too sometimes. I don't understand why. Is it running smoothly for you right now?
No, it's not.
Me neither, but I remember it doing it last time I was watching it.
Hold on. I mean, the video just downloaded, so let's just see. This is going so good, by the way.
This is honestly the best VOD review anyone's ever done, I think. I think we did it.
Spot on. Let's just finish then. Alright.
We're done.
Now
They're
for the
already
complicated
masters.
part. Where did I save it to?
Oh no.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna figure this out.
Okay, I like the idea of figuring it out. It seems like a good strategy.
Nope, can't figure it.
We can't? Okay, okay, I have an idea. Because your
I got
stream
it.
is, maybe we could find out where it popped up, the little window, and we could see where it said it was.
We see what?
Nice.
Can I get
You
back
know,
to
the
point?
little window
Point,
popped
point!
up telling you where it downloaded?
Oh yeah, that's what I did.
You said Lucio next.
Oh, you went to that area?
No, I just kind of,
Oh,
when I'm in the death screen, I kind of
it's a
try to
mystery then.
say something.
Alright, I'm here. Alright, let's see if this quality is any better.
Yeah, I'll do it.
On super fast. Check the team comp and let you guys know.
Yeah, and Farhan Diva can.
4 on top of.
Okay.
Where's the rest of them?
Break that shield. I hacked the Orisa.
Okay.
No, shit.
Is it better for you?
It's getting there.
I'm low.
Alright, so
Still needs to rest.
Widow's in the far back.
let's see.
We lost our mercy.
I mean, this part was fine, I think.
4 on top of.
I think Widow here,
Where's the rest of them?
not Widow, Farah probably should have spotted the Widow back on the back left, because that's where the Widow just hides the whole time.
No, yeah. She became kind of a problem too.
There's they do.
I'm low.
Shield needs to rest. Shield needs to rest.
Widow's in the far back
Okay.
left.
Yeah, what I got your mercy.
It's still
So-
choppy for me, but I'll live with it, don't worry.
Yeah, back it up, back it up.
That's what I was afraid of, like if we shared screen, if it was gonna be choppy for you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's okay,
On the
I believe.
Bridge, right? A little bridge.
So right here was good. The team backed off.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Diva left her.
Yeah, that's a good reset.
Pushing.
And then
Okay.
Nobody identified where the Widow was though.
Diva's
Diva
discorded.
Discord. Diva have.
That would be
Yeah.
Brave's job right there.
Watch out for that Widow top left.
It's good positioning on McNanny's part.
Thank you.
yeah, to look out for the Widow sightline like that.
So we're winning here, but I think because nobody's taking care of their Mercy, they're able to just res.
I cannot.
I
see.
need to
Yeah,
rest
balls.
shield. I need to rest shield.
Yeah,
I
what
need to
about-
rest shield.
hmm
Widow's top left still.
And then they have their Zen caught out there.
We lost.
Pretty badly
two.
even.
Are we?
Yeah, so right here, I think I've already mentioned Dawn needs to be playing underneath here, because Widow's right up here. But Dawn's just playing peekaboo with the Widow right now, and it looks like he's the only one who's on it too.
Yeah, we either need to like pressure the Widow to the point where she's not going to be looking for the sightlines and getting picks, or
Yeah, I think that's
just
where
keep good positioning.
Diva needs to get up on there, but Diva is out of mech as well. We just needed another flanker. Well, so
Yeah.
like Farah probably could have kept him distracted, but it's kind of hard on Farah.
Reinhardt is in.
Yeah,
Wait for them to put the shields.
the Widow was doing pretty good too, so I can imagine.
Shield's down.
There, that's a good move by
Heals, I'm gonna die.
who was by Scent to keep the Widow, but then we just lost our entire line, and now
Yeah.
Brave needs to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna switch.
For our
This is a reset here.
You notice that happens a couple times where Junkrat moves over to the right and we kind of split
They
up
have
like
both super ults,
a
so
lot.
they're gonna probably survive this one.
And then I think sometimes it's just
They also have,
catching since someone
I
else
have-
on point.
I have
And then
bomb.
once your shield
Take out the
breaks and there's
shield.
no one else to put pressure on their front
What's
line,
happening?
everyone kind of just dies.
We can throw that when Orisa puts another shield.
My shield is going down real quick. I'm gonna have to drop it.
I'm down.
So I think maybe like Rich should have played Genji instead of Tracer because it's just harder to as Tracer to get up to where Widow was. Right. So right here,
I have
I think Brave goes around, and Brave is the only one who sees Widow. Widow doesn't notice him, which is great, but Brave kind of let the Mercy res Widow.
Yeah.
So right here, Brave is right here, and Widow's right there, and he takes his time to shoot him. There, he should have just stood. I don't know if he just didn't see Mercy. I can't imagine he did not see Mercy. Mercy just hanging out over there.
Protect Mercy, protect Mercy, protect Mercy.
I'm dropping the bomb back behind him.
Just, yeah, should have just brought out the pistol.
Nice.
Okay,
Push
you're
it,
up,
push
you're
it,
up,
push
you're
it,
up.
push it.
Baby Diva is left side, right side.
Go for
I
the
have
supports
to-
in the back.
you're right,
Go on the
you're right.
supports.
Okay, and here, I think we have the numbers right now, don't we?
I think I'm, yeah, yeah, I think we're pretty
We
even
lost
right
our
now.
main tank,
Go for the supports
Yeah.
in the back.
which is kind of big.
His Discord. Mercy Discord.
Stop, Rich.
Mercy one.
Get the Mercy, get the Mercy.
Right now, like Cat should have probably gone Winston, because there's like only 45 minutes left.
Orisa's one.
Yeah, I
mean,
almost want
45
to say
seconds.
that the way they were playing, unless we push them off of high ground, we don't really have like the verticality to deal with a lot of what they're doing to us. But I mean, like,
Actually, like a Winston switch with Diva would be perfect, and just take out the Genji or take out the Widow first, and then the healers.
yeah.
Alright, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Probably have tire.
Widow's top left again.
I'm flying over the widow.
All right, I gotta figure out when I'm streaming why it's recording so terribly.
When I was watching it back before, it was working fine.
He's tired. You see him? You see him?
Tire behind. Yeah. Get him.
So we're doing good right now. Cat needs to push up though, and nobody's noticing the Diva on the left.
Yeah, and then she
And
just
he's
ends
just,
up being
yeah,
really
she
messy.
just was able. I think Scent saw him, but Scent didn't say
Gosh, and
anything.
look at how quickly their Diva's getting ult too. It's kind of insane.
I think right there we were just on the wrong targets the whole time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure what happened there too was so the shield fell down and we're all kind of like in like vastly different positions, and Widow used sight, so she became like a massive threat to every.
Gas station.
Oh yikes!
Put us in much trouble there.
At least these matches are fast.
Junkrat distracting from the widow. Like the Junkrat spam, and so we'd just be looking at that, and then the widow would just pick us off as we were scattering around from the mines.
You wanna go Diva? Maybe.
I could. I was not doing a good job at Diva, but
Okay.
I
So
don't-
it looks like
I'm just.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know why we went Diva instead of the Hog.
I like that was
Yeah,
the thing. Is like
before you
if
picked
I tried to
the-
low pass like the
like
team,
this
I just get demeched really quick
super
to get
shield break
Junkrat,
comp,
and so I wasn't
it
able
would
to
even
get
work for like
up
anti-dive.
to the widow.
Alright.
I think they went Diva to contest the Widow, but I think you already have pretty good control on high ground from the defense angle.
Do you think they're gonna go with the same?
Yeah, we're going with 3 tanks is kind of rough on our healers.
They're probably not gonna do it. They're probably not
Yeah,
gonna do it.
and then
I'd
I
expect
think
it,
they-
Ryan.
They might.
I'd
No, yeah.
expect,
Zarya.
Rich should be able to protect Dawn.
You think Zarya?
And then we have Scent for peels, but it will be tough for the healers, I agree.
Their Diva was good, so maybe they keep
Yeah.
her. That's
They
true.
did have a very good Diva.
Okay. Triple tank. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
be
remember
able
if they
to
actually end up running the Bastion. Oh no, they don't.
I'll switch when I die.
If we die, we lose.
The difference between their team and our team is they're peeling for their healers,
I think we can
and ours
survive.
isn't really.
Yeah, on defense, their healers had pretty good positioning too, though, I feel like.
I see Genji.
Aside from like, there were certain times where they didn't, I guess.
No, they don't
Like, whoever ends up playing Diva needs to just play more aggressive. And right here,
Yeah, so he
Scent does, but then he demax immediately.
Yeah, because he uses his boosters to get there, but like
Yeah.
I don't, I
He
don't
needs
think
to
we really
just drop
take into
down.
account that they're already there. Yeah.
Yeah, he just needs to drop down here and then walk over and then use his boosters to get out.
Yeah, I agree.
want to have
Because that's like your only way to escape his diva.
Genji high ground. Genji and your support.
So I don't think we did a good job with identifying, so we knew Widow was the problem, but the only switch we didn't make any switches, right, to accommodate for Diva. I mean, for Widow.
I think we made the switch to diva. But
No,
I
we
think
had a Diva
we kinda-
already, though.
You don't have main tank.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go break.
but I think the reason we stayed on diva was to deal with the widow. But I think we kind of failed to end up focusing her down even then, or stop her from becoming a problem.
Almost there.
So our DPS just needs to do a better job with picking heroes that can counter the carries.
It's in the air, I can block it.
Yeah, I agree. And then
Cal targets.
once they get an early pick, I mean, they're running dive comp.
It was hard.
It's gonna be pretty easy for them to snowball after that too.
Yeah, there's really nothing they could have done here.
Yeah, I mean, they had so much time. You guys were probably gonna make a mistake eventually.
Tell me
There is no way.
what was the issue here? What you guys
Um,
Alright, so what time did we say? Like 20, what is it, 29? Go to, I guess, 30 seconds. And see if I can
Right.
share, or you can share screen.
Okay, so I don't have Epic Pen.
That's fine.
Oh, I could draw on the whiteboard though. I just realized. Let's see if it looks different through mine. I am now the presenter. Whoa. I feel special. Okay, so
Whoa!
do I go to share my screen? Whoa.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so I think it's just about to start here, right? Whoa, no, this is your live stream. That's kind of trippy. Okay.
Alright, this is now Iza's
Oh, this is too far.
screen. Yeah, 20, like 30 seconds is good, yeah.
Oh wow, okay, there you go. Should we stop and look at the comp real quick?
Yeah, I mean, you can from the top
Oh,
left.
they haven't picked defense yet, though. I guess we should wait till they walk out of gates. We can wait to see what we're running here, though.
Well, you can see top left.
Yeah. So
So we're
We'll
running
do
we're
Diva
running
again.
Diva again.
yeah.
Unless Diva is gonna be aggressive with Widow, don't run Diva.
Yeah, I think we might need to work on It's been good that we've been working on Diva because we need to like work on our dive, but I think we also need to be able to flex to some of their off tanks as well. Other than that, it looks like we should have a lot of damage on shields again. But like Roadhog can be pretty helpful if they're running dive to stop them.
Yeah.
Because flankers even have to wait for his hook cooldown and all of that stuff.
So Rich should be if he's playing junk, he should be rotating from right room to the platform.
Oh, shit, which platform?
The platform they're already on right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean.
And then he would just keep an eye on the right side. And then Brave needs to be the one who's in charge of getting the Widow at the top. With Saifan's help, just to get up there to distract him, and then just trust that Shelly's gonna be on Saifan. Because right
Yeah.
now, so like the Widow's, I think the Widow's is gonna sit up there for a while, or he misses this jump, but then he goes back up there and he sits there for a while.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the same thing happening. And then let's see. Okay, they're waiting to regroup there.
Yeah, they do a really good job with regrouping.
Yeah. Okay, see, they're diving kind of sideways there. Luckily for us. Then Brave gets picked by their Widow, and
Yeah, and then the Widow's just uncontested up there, which is Sai needs
Yeah.
to go up there immediately.
literally until they take point, their Widow is able to do so much work from there. A high ground position from Widow where she's not being contested is super powerful.
Can you go back a little bit and pause it?
Yeah. To which area?
That's fine right there.
Oh, okay. I'm here now.
Okay, just leave it paused. So Shelly and Rich needs to play closer to the right side because right now they're just using the pillar as the the hiding spot, and so that's why Widow's shots are kind of just going like back and forth. Just play on the right side so there's a wall instead of just a pillar.
Yeah, look over here. That makes sense. Because even as Junkrat, you don't even need to really have line of sight of enemies to be doing work to them. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, if he puts a trap in the right room, he'll know if people are coming through.
Yeah. And then you can kind of just lob bombs and have them bounce off stuff, and even probably get them from choke point to this angle. Or from this angle to choke point.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, so here they dive on us. It doesn't really necessarily look like they're diving a specific target, though.
Yeah, I think like the dive part isn't a problem. Our team can sustain the dive. It's really just the Widow getting free picks right now.
Yeah. Their dive, like, truthfully wasn't very clean. I think they dove maybe our tanks, which probably wasn't the best move for them. Okay, so Widow did a lot of work there too. Because she was able to hold some pretty good positions.
Like at this point, we need to be. I would say every time we lose the fight, we need to identify who the carry is, which is Widow, and then make the adjustments. So like Cat needs to go Winston, and then one of the DPS need to go like Genji or something.
Yeah. Because Widow's going to take a position up here or over here. Like, that's pretty much almost where the Widows are going to be, like, at least 80% of the time. Yeah, so she's up there now. The Widow just gets 2 picks, which is kind of crazy. Nice job, Siphon, with that bomb.
Is the feed, is it choppy for you, or is it just because we're sharing screen?
Well, for me, the FPS looks fine, but the bitrate kind of, like, goes a little crazy sometimes. Is it choppy for you? Because it was choppy for me before.
I think it's choppy for me, but I think it's because we're you're sharing the screen through like a share screen, and you're sharing a video, so that's probably why it's choppy.
Okay, well, if you want, we could run it off of yours since it'll be better for you.
It's still legible. I think it's fine.
Okay. I think the idea is still carried through. That's true. Okay, so Brave's over here. I don't necessarily remember why he goes over here. I think we're already winning the fight, so he started moving, but I'm kind of curious. He's over there.
Is this the one where he peeks out and then he dies, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's moving back there for a while. My guess would be that he was trying to secure the kill on the Widow, but you kind of have to be careful since they have the Winston Diva.
And I think he just forgot like the timing of when the people were coming back, because they were all back by now.
Yeah. They're just respawning, you're right.
And his job isn't to peek there. I guess his job is just to find the widow and figure out where the widow is.
Yeah, if you could get the jump on her, you could pretty much just combo her till she's dead too. Oh, that was good. That was a really good focus on Widow. It was in the comms too. This is an okay thing to do with Genji. He's just building ult charge. Okay, so their Widow swapped to Tracer here. I think they swapped back later, but I don't really remember. Huh. Okay, so when they dove, I feel like they created like so much chaos like in between our team, even though they aren't necessarily focusing a single target a lot of the time, kind of split up a ton. And then that creates like, let's see, where's this Tracer now? I feel like that creates a lot of the space for their Tracer here.
Yeah, our team is playing a little bit too spread out for their dive.
Yeah.
We need to be grouped up if they're gonna be playing dive.
Yeah, when they dive into the center of our team, we kind of just split up and panic.
So with the supports too, if they're playing dive, instead of running away, the supports need to be by their tanks, because the only way that dive is going to work against our supports is if we're spread out. You're just giving them that free kill. If you're standing by your tanks or your DPS, the dive has to go to the person who deals the damage, and that's like a risk for their team to do. So just make sure you guys, the supports are playing closer to your tanks if the other team is playing dive.
I mean, we have higher sustain, so if they consistently are diving our tanks instead of our supports, because your supports have good enough positioning, then we can out-sustain their tanks. But I mean, like, if we kind of spread out, then they're just going to go for all the squishies that are, like, everywhere then. That's...
Yeah, and if you're getting attacked a lot, don't be afraid to switch heroes.
Yeah, that's true, definitely.
I think, like, at this point, nobody's really calling targets here either.
Yeah, I think they were calling out the Mercy, but I don't know how much. And it's sad because we have 3 ults up, but it's tough for us to get on and use them.
Like, Shelly here needed to switch off to Lucio. Even
Yeah,
though
for
they're
this
like
one.
2 off healers, they're so close to capping, she just needed to switch.
Yeah, I think the reason why she didn't is that she has her ult, but I think there's only like.
But she just
1%
used
point
it.
anyways.
She just used it. And then
Yeah.
Cat needed to switch off too to Winston.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Next round.
Oh, that would be me.
What?
I said that would be me.
Oh, okay. Do you want to switch to your screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can switch back.
Okay.
Okay, what time are we at?
I was at 36:33.
Wait, 36, 33? That's not right.
Yeah, I haven't finished the map yet.
Oh! No, that's embarrassing. Alright, let's go back to your thing then.
Okay.
It felt so long. I think I felt like that when we were watching the original speed too. I was like, oh, alright, next map.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes it's like really, like surprisingly suspenseful to be watching these. Sometimes, like if it's getting really close, I almost get more stressed out than I think they do. There have been a couple of games there I felt like that. I don't remember. They end up sticking with this on defense. We haven't even fully picked yet.
I think that was also our mistake. We didn't play Zarya nearly enough in our comps.
Yeah, Zarya has a lot of really fine and also most.
You're cutting off. You're cutting out a little bit.
Oh, am I? Okay. I said that she just has really good synergy with Ryan and lots of other heroes. Did I cut out that time?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I think I remember sailing Zarya's his worst tank, but we could have him work on it.
I mean, I'm terrible at Zarya, but I know Zarya's good.
Yeah.
You just have to eat damage.
Yeah, if you get high charge, then you can get your ult really quickly. And then if you get your ult quickly, then Ryan can usually get his ult really quickly afterwards too. Because like Ryan doing damage into his Zarya ult's pretty crazy. Okay, wait. I can see him.
So like right here, I know they said like get to the point as soon as possible, but they really need to play those rooms a little bit better instead of just going to the point. You utilize the rooms so that you're not eating so much damage right now. And look, like the bubble is on Ryan, but Ryan needs to put down his shield so that he can eat up some of the damage.
Yeah. Also, something that happens here is so
our team is
Brave?
split.
Yeah, Brave stays back there to try to help deal with the Widow, which isn't necessarily bad, but if you could see here, the Widow isn't even focusing on Brave anymore. And like that's a pretty tough shot to hit his Hanzo if the Widow's AD strafing, because it's like miles away, right?
Yeah.
So I think it would even be more useful if Brave was with the team here, and then once they get to over here, they can deal with the Widow. If like this is what they decide.
He can even move forward and then go up the wall, right where the platform is, and then start shooting. Like their tanks are not even facing him; they're like facing away from him. He can easily just distract them or something, so the team puts a little bit less pressure on the team to get there.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah, Brave is still over there, but nobody's really paying attention to him.
Yeah. And now Widow's aiming for him, but they've kind of already won the fight, so they take the pressure off a little too late, I feel like. He's not enough of like a real threat when he's all the way back there. Okay, they're calling out that tire's close, which is good, but I think they're not planning for what will happen when they get on point and they actually try to use Riptire.
So even when they are getting on point, that Widow is looking directly at them. They need to play the walls in the room on the right side right there.
And here, Brave is able to get the pick, but I think by this point, or is it evenly numbered for now? No, we got 2 picks. They get 1 pick and then they res a pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're down more than they are right now. Because we also lost Cat earlier.
Our comp is not built to take down or distract that Widow. The only one who could have done it is like Brave, but Brave is not in position to, so then it would unfortunately have to have been Lucio.
Yeah, which would have been kind of a challenge. So right now they're swapping to Dive.
But yeah, when you're diving from right there, you can only get onto the platform, and you're just diving into their like solid death ball, and I think I said that in that little commentary. They needed to get to a point where they can dive the Widow instead of diving the Orisa.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about dive is that it's like really good at punishing like off positioning.
Yes.
So even if there was like a healer back here on the bridge, that would have definitely been a better target than over here. Because all of them are over here. So when you dive in, like the two tanks that land here are the only things for them to focus. So they're all just going to shoot them. And that's why you guys died so quickly there, I feel like. Even going left room would be pretty hard here because they have the Junkrat.
Well, and then also, like, the only two people who can get up in that platform as a dive would be just the two tanks. Like, we don't have Tracer, maybe flank, but Tracer can't get there. And then I think when Shelly dived, she said, like, we're gonna dive right now, and then she jumped first, and then Syphan went after. It should be the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think it could have technically, or maybe worked out better if Syphan was DMing Cap, but I think in the end, you guys still probably would have lost this fight.
Yeah, maybe if you guys are gonna, it's kind of hard to dive the Widow from that position. Maybe go, like, somehow get to the right room all the way up and then dive from the top platform to the Widow.
That's a really good idea. Because they don't really have the verticality to challenge you up there unless they end up walking through the stairs as well.
I think we tried to do that later on in the match, but for some reason some people got held back, and then not everybody moved up, and then that just created like separation in the team.
Yeah, definitely. And that kind of happens. It happens like a lot of times this round specifically too. They're calling out that they probably have trance, so if they dive, it might not work out anyway. The only issue I could see with them diving the Widow up there is that she might be able to get away with grappling hook if she falls down first. Oh, wow. Okay, Brave gets 2 picks there, but... Wait. Kind of lost track of what happened here. Do you mind if I rewind?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so both tanks dive in here, but no one else is really there with them. And you can test their Orisa and Junkrat, so...
Yeah, so what might need to happen if you guys are gonna go this route is just have Tracer go to the left or to the right to get there before the tanks get there. Otherwise, you guys are like 2 giant tanks going against at least 4 or 5 people, right? And that's a lot of like, you guys are just gonna die immediately.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Shelly's got like the best overall picture. I think she knew that wasn't gonna work, but either didn't call it or didn't make a suggestion, so that the tanks just kept doing the same thing. Shelly is pretty good at calling out stuff if it didn't work, so she just needs to speak up and just suggest a different route or some other way to get there.
Yeah, and I think they were talking about diving a healer earlier too, but if I remember correctly, Zen was right over here, wasn't he? Let's see. Oh, that's their Zen. Brave picks got 2 picks. So at this point...
But our tanks are still not on. They weren't on any of the healers. They call out the healers, but they still are, for whatever reason, hooked on the tanks.
Yeah, definitely. And generally, people who you want to dive when you're doing dive comp is like anyone who's out of position most of the time. People like Zen. Zen's really weak to dive. That's why a lot of time when people run dive, they have a Lucio to protect the Zen because he can speed him away and stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. People with low mobility, I guess, in general. Yeah, but you definitely don't want to dive the tanks unless you're, I guess, counter diving and trying to protect your healers. But I don't think you guys will need to think about that.
Yeah, their two biggest carries is Widow and Mercy.
Yeah, and here their Mercy ult is like actually huge too. So we got 2 picks, but then they took down our tanks here. And then
Cat's
Rich and
by
Brave were able to get 2 more.
Yeah, and then Cat's by himself. And like, if we're gonna run Hanzo, we definitely need to run Zarya. I think the Hanzo ult is kind of like not very good by itself. You guys did like a really good job here. I think you guys are calling out the targets as soon as you guys just start calling targets once. It's just like one person, but when there's like more than 4 people, you guys kind of don't know how to call targets for some reason.
Yeah, I was kind of noticing that too. Once you guys are just cleaning up a fight, it's a lot easier for you guys to call targets. But the kind of in truth, it's a lot more important at the beginning of a fight because you need those initial picks to really win the rest of it out. And once you have advantage, you should still keep calling out targets, but you need to be calling out targets like at all times.
I kind of have an idea of what we should do next. The next practice that they do is maybe we can create like a custom game, and then have like the coaches and whoever if there aren't more than 6 people go on, it'll just be like the solid 6 stack versus whoever else is left, and they can practice shot calling with us just running around as like really hard targets to hit, like Lucio or something.
That's a good idea.
And the goal isn't like for them to like, they just need to work on everybody killing one target.
Yeah,
I think that would be a good practice for them.
yeah. Focus fire is really powerful. It like becomes necessary once we play another team too because they're using focus fire, and if we don't, we're at like this massive disadvantage where our DPS just have to get really clutch picks for us to be able to like push through, which isn't really ideal because it's pretty inconsistent. Okay, so when we dive in here, kind of just dive to their backline and we look for Mercy after. But kind of the whole thing, someone who could scout like Rich here, who's on Tracer. You generally want to like identify where the people you're going to dive are ahead of time. Otherwise, it's really easy to just kind of get spread out, which is what happens here. And then they use Zenalt here.
Whoever's playing Genji main on the other team is doing a really good job with switching heroes to what is countering our team. And that's what we need to learn how to do.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
So Cat makes a good switch here to Ryan.
Yeah, because they're running, I guess besides the D.Va, they have like a pretty good comp for stopping Dev.
And then we need to switch Siphon out as soon as his ult is up.
Yeah, so something that I learned like 2 days ago and I'd never thought of before, which I feel dumb for now, is we know that this is a transitional comp, right? Because they aren't fully at the death ball yet, and Syphan's here. So I learned that like the general strat is to go in when you have a transitional comp and like not use any ults, because besides this ult, which you want to get rid of so that you can switch. And if you win, then it's good. But if you don't, then you bait out as many of their ults as possible, so that by the time you switch to like your actual comp that you want to push in with, you have ult advantage. And if you don't, then you win the point. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so here, Cat's kind of moving in alone right now. And Tower's going for the backline right now, too. Everyone else is kind of staying back. And then Cat moved up to point and died alone. So We really need to stay together when we're running a comp like this, especially. Or like any comp, I guess. There's some comps where, or times where it makes sense, but now is definitely not one of those times. I think it almost feels like there was a lack of communication here. Kat said, let's move forward. And then she moved forward and she dropped down the left side. Which even if the team was following her, she probably could have called out. But everyone else stays back, I feel like, to help deal with Tyre maybe. But no one really calls that out. So Kat probably feels like everyone's still behind her by the time she gets up here. And now we're down. Like a lot. We're going to reset here. So this is kind of like, I almost don't know what to tell Saipan because he walks out with like 80% health, but there's a Reaper hiding and they just burst him down.
Yeah.
Like very quickly. What do you think?
I think he should just throw his ult in and then switch heroes.
Oh yeah, you're right. He has his ult up already. I didn't notice that.
Like, I know we're waiting for a reset, but I think that would be the best option because you have a little under 3 minutes, but the way our team moves is so slow. So we
Yeah.
should just throw our ult in now and then switch to Zarya.
Yeah, and the way it's going, we've already used a push with this comp, which kind of isn't the ideal comp in this case. So if we keep doing it, and we keep doing it this way, we're just going to lose like a lot more pushes.
I don't have the volume, or I can't hear the volume, but does anybody call that the Reapers right there too?
No, I actually don't think anyone does. Here, let me listen for it though. No, so he drops down here, and he moves around. No, no one calls him out. That's not good. So even when he drops left side, you probably know that he's going to try to flank around here because they've already won the fight, right?
We're just down 1 at this point because Dawn's already made it back, I think.
Oops. Yeah. Okay, so now we move back because Siphon doesn't have mech. I feel like that's actually okay. Because if he's not going to swap off right now, which he's not, that I guess you want to make the most of this push as you can, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Right?
Yeah.
Shelly peeks, and I feel like she just gets unlucky there with the bombs. Probably best not to peek, but I mean, kind of understandable to be honest.
Our team is like was pretty spread out, and we're taking a really long time to regroup for whatever reason. Their team is already just strategizing and like just throwing spam out to just get their ults faster. Because like, look at their ult build. Like, they're building ult so fast right now. They already have all the ults that they kind of need. They're just building out the other ones, so they're gonna be prepared for whatever fight is coming, and they're gonna win the next fight automatically with the amount of ults they have.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel also what's happening with these pushes here is you could see Cats like at this point is like really trying to move in quickly. But by the time we start moving in, our regroups are like sloppy enough to where like someone will already be down, or there's already a reason why we can't move in. So sometimes it's even better to just like almost not peek at all when we're still resetting.
Yeah.
Because it just delays us more.
And then
Like more than it's worth.
Dawn needs to look at what their team comp is, because I think with his Zen ult, he's not really going to be saving anybody. And with the way like our team is moving so slow, he probably wants to switch to somebody else than Zen.
Okay, so they throw a bomb out here. Okay, I've actually done this before too when I played Diva, so I understand kind of like the brain malfunction that happens when you also throw out your ult at the same time. I guess just try not to do it though. Now, I'm pretty sure Syphan stays on Diva because he's like a lot more comfortable on Diva than Zarya. So I think we could have Siphon work on Zarya more. Okay, so here they're pushing in quickly.
The cat's alone again.
Yeah. Did she charge in? I wasn't really looking.
No, she wasn't charging in, but she was just bouncing in. But I think our team stayed back because they were afraid of that tire.
Yeah, and
But
our healers were also kind of clumped up there, so
nobody is trying to take the tire out though. I think it looks like Dawn just tried to throw something out, but Shelly should also just try to throw her pistol out, because you can't, at this point, like, their team is so spread out, your heals aren't going to be working on anyone. Just throw your pistol out and try to find that tire so that there's multiple people on the tire. People shouldn't just be running from it, they should actually try to hit it.
yeah. And here we're like very, very split up. I'm almost not really sure how this happened here. I know that Brave was moving around this side. He got a good Sonic off for the team, but I want to say that it would be better if he were to stick with the team more.
So so Cat just died, but Cat died on point. Where is the rest of the team? Besides,
Okay,
Brave is
I
in the
see.
back.
And Ritual was here. Our 2 healers are here. I'm assuming that Siphon's somewhere over here where Cat just died. Here, let's see though. Oh, okay, yeah, so Siphon was over here somewhere. And then we use Hanzo, which probably isn't ideal since we've already lost the fight. Unless he's gonna swap.
So Brave just needs to back out instead of poking right now, and then go back all the way.
Yeah. Now Junkrat spam is coming at him. He makes it away though, luckily. Like, if you get unlucky, their Zen might just, like, kill you in, like, half a second. Or, like, a Junkrat bomb you didn't see might just hit you from an odd angle or something. Like, especially if they have a Widow, it's, like, really risky to peek before you're all grouped up. Unless you, like, have some kind of way that you're gonna stop it from happening.
Their team is really good at holding on to their ults for necessary usage.
Yeah, I agree. So now we have 30 seconds now. And it looks like we swapped to like almost a full dive comp right now.
We're separated again.
Yeah. Brave's kind of still off to this left side here. I think he ends up getting a pick or 2, but I don't think anyone knows that he's over there. Like, I don't think our team knows.
Like, Cat went Winston because the clock is dying down, right? It sucks because they already have a Reaper.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, you guys probably know you're gonna lose. Just go Hammond or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then somebody
think-
needed to switch to Lucio.
Yeah, definitely. I think here, what Brave's doing on the left, it's not necessarily, but I feel like if you're going to do something like that, you need to kind of build a strategy around it, you know? Otherwise, it's kind of just like, I don't know, almost like...
If you had a dragon, then yeah, that would be good because the whole team's distracting them in the front or on the right, and then he could go in the back and then throw the dragon out towards the team.
Yeah.
But right now he's just taking pokes maybe because he's trying to get ult charge.
But at this point, there's like 30 seconds left and you only had 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're here, you're kind of just vulnerable if you're by yourself. Your team generally needs to like do something to plan for that. So here, Cat's out. Here, Cat calls out to focus Mercy. I'm not sure whether Mercy is right. Oh, she's dead now. That's good. But then they just end up using all the ults that they've saved up too. Which is like a lot of them. Okay. Don't swap over?
Yeah.
Okay, so any general things you want to say about the last one?
No, I think our team just has we play spread out a lot, and I think that has something to do with the team just in general playing passively. We're not a very aggressive team unless Scent is playing or Orchestra's playing. We need somebody to kind of be the voice and force them to kind of group up and go together as a group. I think Kat needs to work on just turning around and making sure her team is with her before she starts going off. And then, like, Shelly, just pull out your pistol when you do see or hear the tire coming towards you guys. Dawn needs to switch to Lucio faster than not. You guys as alts, you might have alts or you might be getting close to alts, but at 30 seconds, it's really not worth it.
Yeah. And that's a good point you mentioned about Kat recognizing when people are behind her or not, because I mean, you wanna say that you wanna always be able to trust your team to do that, but I mean, like, you know, we all kind of make mistakes, and sometimes you aren't going to be behind the main tank when you should be, or maybe just things that aren't communicated as to reasons why people like aren't following you. Generally, before you move in really aggressively, be sure people are there. And you could even do like the Ryan turnaround thing, because that little camera movement thing, where you don't actually have to like change the orientation of your shield, but you could still look behind you. You could use that too.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yep.
Who's more comfortable on?
That was really only the reason that we chose to do that.
That's fine, but
Or even your Anna Jonathan with Mercy.
Okay,
Anna, I don't know how.
there's an echo from someone.
Yeah. I think it's Alice.
Is it for me?
The beginning of this is really sad because it looks like Alex got like a really clutch boop, but nobody actually fell off the map because of it.
yeah.
I remember thinking like that got everyone, and then no one fell off the map, and I was like,
I think as
"What
it
the heck?"
hit like it hit the people that could like come back to the bridge.
Yeah, try to
Yeah.
get a whoop on there.
Actually, everybody,
Yeah,
everybody,
on the team.
everybody on their team can get there.
Keep moving. I'm behind
Yeah.
you, Scent.
I need some heals.
I got you, Reach.
They're running Monkey and Diva in the
Okay,
straight.
Alex, I'm not with you.
Okay,
I'm not
there.
with you.
That's actually not a bad idea either, is to play dive on something like this just to get there faster. And I think nobody took my advice. I think we played this map in the past. Nobody took my advice with with King of the Hill maps. You want to have your off healer or your main, maybe like Shelly could go. Shelly can go Lucio while Dawn is Zen, and just stay at point and just speed boost someone in, because you need to get to the point faster. With their team comp, I mean, you guys don't know what their team comp is, but they're gonna get to the point like immediately, while you guys are like slowly walking over there.
Yeah, even if they don't have that, you still want the advantage of being able to get to the point quicker.
Yeah, so go Lucio, stay in spawn, just speed boost, and then switch to Mercy so you can fly to like GA to someone.
Hey, if you're going after the
Yeah.
Yeah, try to get a whoop.
Okay, Farah, I can't get to you.
I need
Okay,
heal.
I'm here.
I'm down.
I have Shatter.
Focus targets, please. Focus targets.
Okay, so I'm assuming that Dawn got dove there.
Alright, Lucio's down. I have Shatter using it. Oh,
Okay.
that was bad. Sorry.
Get McCree. Get the McCree. McCree Discord. Hara low.
No, I'm down.
We lost our Mercy. Sorry, Mercy.
I think Dawn's making really good shot calls, but nobody's really following up on it.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of times we don't really follow up on shot calls as much as we
Try to
should.
stagger. Try to stagger. We can. Go in, Scent. We need to keep.
Okay, now they have the McCree.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can we do more?
we're regrouping. Regroup.
They are not capping. We can push the percentage more. Okay, that's a regroup then.
Okay.
I have bomb now. I have bomb.
We had everybody down but two. Just fall off the map. Don't even give them like any ult charge.
Let's go right and just push in there really
Yeah,
quickly.
especially if they're already about to cap, because then you're not even getting any more percent.
Okay.
Alright, we're straight. Fair shooting down the thing. Lucio will just be.
So here we move around. Is everyone there?
No.
I think for the most part, yeah.
Lucio, behind you.
Okay, yeah.
Go
Trying to
Darius, go
get
Darius.
Lucio.
Where are we killing?
Where's Lucio?
Brain
at?
card.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
I don't know. We shouldn't be on Diva, honestly.
We use a lot of ults this fight too, don't we?
Monkey on me. Monkey, Discord. I'm
I
dead.
think we used Mercy ult. I think we used Zen ult at the beginning too.
Can you win? No.
And then here we even use
Okay, fire was res.
Pharah ult, right?
Let's regroup.
Okay, I'm gonna switch off of Farah here. I'm gonna go Hanzo.
Sorry, I literally every time I walked around the wall, they were all on the other side.
So I think once the initial
Yeah,
pick
just tell us who you are.
of Scythian, once he goes down, you guys have to plan your ults like very carefully. Ideally before team fighting
No, I
starts.
didn't see anyone. Okay, right.
Based on like the ults they have and what you know that they can do.
Go right, go right.
We don't have a hit scan besides Alice, and I don't think Hanzo's the ideal person to take care of Farah.
I can shield it.
Yeah, ideally it's definitely not what you want to be doing to take care of Pharah.
Let's go Soldier.
Going in. I have shatter.
Okay.
Soldier and
For the monkey
McCree.
to use the
Lucio's
bubble.
half. Yeah.
I cannot see this.
And Tracer, you don't have to go with the team. You can go around so that you're not like get. If you go with the team, you're just gonna get like attacked. If you just
Yeah, you have like 150 health. So it also adds a lot of value to them pushing in if you're getting into. You probably heard people say this, but like Tracer's still super valuable even if she's not getting picks, but she's taking pressure off of your front line.
I didn't even.
Yeah.
Like even if you could get like someone to peel for their healers or something, and then like the front line has a pretty big advantage after that, right?
I'll play Reaper
Because they're all peeling for the healers while you're doing damage in the front line.
I think this is the point where the team starts to do a little bit better.
I wanna try Reaper Genji.
Yeah.
real quick.
So again here, Shelly should go Lucio.
Should we just go
So, which way are we
left side
going?
point?
We're gonna go center and then go in left.
Yeah, we have a close
Okay,
range.
center.
They're not. So the other team's not running dive this time.
No, but Rich made a good switch, assuming that they would go dive.
Yeah, definitely.
They're going around.
Yeah, this is goats.
Okay.
That's kind of rude. I think they know that this is the lot. If they win this, then they actually just like technically win the whole set. I think that's probably why they picked goats here. Even
Okay, we lost.
Come back now.
it would have been tough to predict though. I mean, I think countering dive was the right move here.
Alice, yeah.
What's up?
If you die, you don't feel like you're doing a lot of Genji, could you go Farah since you're doing
Yeah,
goats?
Sarah's really better.
Now, if this was a live review, I would ask the team what the counter to this would be. And it would definitely be playing Farah.
Oh! Bricks.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know what that shield was gonna do. Alright, are we pushing in or not? Are we out here?
Yeah, we're taking way too much time just sitting here. I think this is where I went AFK, so that's why the angle is just stuck on here.
Yeah, sometimes when a fight takes too long, you just want to get out of there. Like if a fight's lagging on, and you could kind of predict like, wow, this fight's actually gonna take 10 minutes. Actually, just like lose the fight or get out.
Try to
It's better to just regroup and come in with advantage later on. Sometimes,
So you don't give
Can
them ult
we
charge.
actually focus
especially
on
if they already have it capped, because then you're just giving them more percentage as time goes on. Okay, is that their spawn?
Shatter if you want Shatter Blade.
Yeah, we can do Shadow Blade.
This is our spawn.
Well back.
Oh, okay. Kind of threw me off because everything's blue colored.
Yeah.
I have Transcendent, I use it. You get
They
shot.
have Brig that can stun me though, so watch out.
So, like, we could even go Brig here. Like, instead of, like... I don't know why we're playing Diva.
Brig's one.
And we probably should switch Genji off with Brig,
Lucio.
but Alice is the only one who's, like, utilizing, like, his ult and getting kills.
Maybe Diva Discord.
Yeah, Genji's pretty tough to run against goats, but I mean, Genji's also really strong on cloth
Let's
maps.
go to a point. Let's go
And Alice seems to be doing good.
Oh, use so many ults.
So they use Shatter.
So I mean, Genji's not the optimal pick here,
We
but
still have grab.
Alice seems good at Genji, so.
I have my knife for that grab.
Yeah, we have.
I have Shatter again.
Nice.
I can use it when the shield. Oh, I got stunned. I do not have Shatter.
What?
Ryan, don't charge it.
Oh.
Sorry.
She saw that, and then she called it out too late.
Who did? Called up what?
I think Shelly said don't charge in, but he was in the middle of charging in.
Oh, that's unlucky.
We lost this because
Come to the
we're
group,
not
you can-
like we just overextended a little bit.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, I'm surprised that we got Genji ult again that quickly.
Moira, brig.
This is where Brave rage
Stagger,
quit.
stagger.
Brig still, brig.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going Lucio to get on point.
He was feeling sick too, though.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you're right. They're actually really good at saving ults here.
I went
So
Lucio, we didn't need
if
that.
you'll notice, they managed to win that fight, and they still have four. I think we used 3 ults and we still lost.
Maybe that's
So that's a
Yeah,
good trade
Shatter.
for them.
He definitely has shatter. He's so aggressive. That's Zarya.
With their team comp, I wouldn't overextend. I would maybe just play closer to point because they're the ones who are going to be pushing in.
Yeah. And they have such high sustain too.
Watch for some ults.
Oh, I got pinned.
I like Dawn's switch to Lucio. I think maybe Shelly should just go Moira too
Try to get it to 99.
to help with the damage through the shields.
I have blade.
Yeah, that's a good
Don't
idea.
use it yet. Yeah.
Come back.
Get all the way back.
Our team did a really good job staggering this.
We're gonna have one push.
Yeah.
Are we all back?
I'm here.
we definitely had it for a while there.
Hey, Zarya's alone on the left. We need to get to point.
Okay, so there's who is that? Genji main? Genji main's way out of position, right?
Yeah.
If you guys manage to focus down him first, even though he's a brig, if like all 6 of you are on him, he's gonna dive in. And since he's so out of position, that's probably like the biggest positioning mistake they've made this round. I guess I haven't been looking for them though.
That was a perfect shatter. Just unfortunately, he's the only one who's able to take damage.
Yeah.
And Dawn, you gotta. I think right here is when I started saying you have to switch between speed boost and heal. Like just keep switching off because they can't predict how fast you're going, and then just don't jump on point. Just wall ride.
Yeah.
Zarya's
The
low,
only thing to
Zarya's
look
low. I'm pinned.
the only thing to look out for is if you get too high up, you'll stop contesting, but then you could just drop down and keep doing it. I know especially on the one that they played before this, the map, you could do like some crazy wall raid stalls on that one. Just going like in and out of the windows. and up and
Yeah,
down.
yeah. The team did really good. It's just they were so staggered that they just kept trickling in and just stalling it out.
Yeah, that was like much better than the rounds before though.
So I noticed we switched to Farah at the end. We should have switched Farah like ages ago with their team comp. That's just I think one of the things that I mentioned that we need to work on is just that we need to work on identifying like what the switches are early.
Yeah, because if you wait too long, then you'll kind of get attached to your ultimates too a little too much. And if there's too many people left to swap, then it's kind of tough.
And then Icon Walls where we finally started working together as a team better.
Yeah. I mean, towards the last part there, we're working together a lot better too. I almost feel like the team needs to get more used to Cat on main tank.
Yes. Well, Cat also needed to be on
Yeah.
more. I
Yeah,
gave
you're
the
right.
permissions back to you to share screen.
Oh, okay. Here, let me do that. Share my screen. Oh wait, I think this is your live one again. Turn. Okay. Let's see here.
We're at 112.
Got it. 112. Okay, so we're defending first. This is a really solid comp, except for the fact that we don't counter. They have a Pharah. And the issue with not countering at the beginning is you have to die before you get to swap then. And on defense, you have such a long walk back that by then, if they got the first pick on you with a Pharah, you probably already lost point. Other than that, though, I feel like this comp is pretty solid.
Yeah, it's pretty solid for not knowing what the other team's gonna play.
Yeah, you'd probably want like a McCree or Soldier or something, but this does a lot of spam to shields. I hear they're running dive. The enemy team. Oh, they're running. Oh no, yeah. I thought they were running triple tank for some reason, but they aren't. Okay, so we got the Sonic Arrow off. So we saw that they had the Genji, the Mercy, and I think the Diva there. Okay, so Alice is hiding behind them. Now we know they have a Pharah. They already got the first pick with the Pharah. We made a call to rotate there, which I think was really good. I think Nini did a good job of pocketing Don there when he was getting attacked by the Pharah also. Here though, I don't even know if it's the right thing to do to tell you guys to focus on, because she's like such a problem, but like who would focus on Pharah? I think Alice could do some damage, maybe if they're low down enough cat. And if you discord them, it might be able to work out, right?
Yeah, the focus would be on Zen and Hanzo, and at that point they should know that they can't do that, so Dawn or Hanzo just needs a... Dawn needs a call out that somebody needs to switch off.
Yeah. Which is a shame, because I feel like you guys, if the Pharah wasn't there and there was something else, that would have been like a pretty solid start for you guys too.
So like Rich should probably switch to Reaper, and it looks like Alice realized and switched to Soldier, so that's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
I think Dawn switches off later too, but he should have stayed. Oh yeah, he switches to Ana, but he really should stay Zen and keep the discords on Pharah.
Yeah, because right now what we have is like a really solid death comp. And like if they walk into us or roll into us with any of this, like Rich is just gonna shoot monkey guy. And then if we discord and damage boost at the same time, their Winston's probably like honestly just dead at that point. And their dives aren't very coordinated either, really. I mean, they're coordinated in that everyone goes together, but they don't really focus the same targets afterwards.
We're playing too passive here, too. I don't know why we're playing so far back, maybe because of the Pharah, but
yeah, the
Ryan needs to
being
push
really
forward.
Here. Yeah, I agree. So now Pharah's behind us.
I think like we knew.
Let me see.
There he dies.
Yeah. So something that you kind of get used to in Overwatch once you play a lot is like when you see a Pharah up here and then you don't see her within like the next 3 seconds, you kind of just assume that she's behind you, right? Because you're like, what's this Pharah doing up here, and why is she gone now? Because she wasn't on low health, right? So she's flanking one way or the other, and that's something that someone would want to look out for.
I
Either
just
an off tank
assume
or the
if I
healers.
see Pharah and I don't see her, then she's working her way behind us for an ult.
Yeah, something I try to do is kind of just keep a mental note of the last place. And if something seems off, then it probably is, honestly. So their Genji's here. He's pretty caught out, but he retreated pretty quickly. You guys got him, though. That was good. That was a really good discord on him. Okay, Genji's diving into the backline here. And that should almost be an indication that he has ult at that point, unless he's throwing.
Yeah, he just used it, and then Dawn popped his ult, which is good, but the team is pretty spread out right now.
Yeah, we also used 3 ults to counter it, which I think was a little unnecessary.
Yeah, luckily, like our visor got him, but it was just a waste of our visor. At this point, we probably should save visor for the Pharah's ult.
Yeah, so what you want to do to avoid this is you want to plan what ults you're going to use to counter which of their enemy ults, like ahead of time. So you know that Genji probably has Blade because they took first point like pretty well there. So you kind of want to say, okay, Dawn might say, I'm going to save my ult for Blade, so no one ults ult when Genji blades. And they don't have an Ana, so you know they can't nano blade. So that should be enough protection. But because we didn't really communicate that, we ended up using 3 ults here to counter it. Which is really nobody's fault because everyone's just trying to protect the team. It's just we could have communicated it better. We won the fight though, so that was good. It's just now we're at a pretty big ult disadvantage.
Yeah, so I pause it for a second.
Yep.
We need to be playing right in this choke, like forward much more, because you can see, like, yeah, where your mouse is. We need to play that choke right there, because you can see if they're going to go around or not, but right now we're playing a little bit far back, so we have no idea, like, which way they're going to be going. Our tanks need to just play forward a little bit.
Yeah, and they're running a dive too, so I think, yeah. I feel like you guys are trying to contest cart, which is good, but you'll know if they go to cart if you're up here. It'll be pretty obvious. If they go around here, someone will notice too. So you guys know you're at an ult disadvantage. I almost want to say it might be worth just trying to draw out as many of their ults as possible and just try to build ults this fight. Because it's going to be pretty tough to win this fight if they end up like utilizing these ults well. So something I think we're kind of missing here that could be really valuable is no Alice is somewhere back here. I guess you know that they could dive on you, but you could probably just drop down to the team before you die. High ground positioning on Soldier, especially on this map, is really powerful. Basically, if you're like doing your job on Soldier and they aren't stopping you from being on high ground, you're practically winning. Like a high ground Soldier, even when you're ulting, is just super powerful.
Yeah, and you'd be distracting the Pharah as well.
Yeah, that too. Because Pharah's going to take the position up here if you don't. And then you'd probably have like Nanny pocket you a lot of the time when you're up there.
Yes, already somebody was back there. I think it might have been Pharah, actually.
Yeah, do you want to rewind and check?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. It's probably...
So I don't see Pharah.
Yeah. Oh.
Or is it
I
Winston?
didn't see her, but I saw the splash.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's Pharah.
Oh, she was sneaky. She must have gone back there a long time ago. I think we do a good job of turning around for her, but the issue here is that they're running dive comp and we all have our backs turned right now. And their healers are still pretty far away from our tanks. So I think if they dove the healers here, they probably would have won the fight, but
so,
I don't think they end up doing
like,
that.
the tanks need to just stay on the cart, and then, like, Mercy stays with the tanks, because they can't dive her at that point. It would just be, like, Soldier, would need to stay in the back with Zen to just kind of help out with the Pharah issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's huge.
We
managed getting the fill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we called her out pretty well too, for the focus fire. That's a really good shatter. I'm honestly really shocked that D.Va didn't get caught in that. I'm kind of confused about it. I think she was on a tiny part of the payload. But usually it climbs up. I'm not sure. You guys win the fight out pretty well though. And that's really good because you guys only ended up using one.
So their D.Va jumped off the map, which is what we need to do when we're in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. If you just wait here, they're just gonna stagger you, like, as much as possible. There's like almost no chance you're gonna be able to get up.
We need
Okay,
to
so
be playing
they-
in front of the
they-
payload.
Yeah, what they've called out here and they're moving, rotating for is that they've noticed that Trisha's flank all the way behind. But I think you guys probably, I guess it depends on where their team's gonna take the fight here. Yeah, so this probably isn't the place to be right now, I feel. Okay, now someone's flanking you from behind and they have this really good angle. Farah's just gonna be peeking like out and in of this wall and inside, and she's just gonna be like shooting bombs or like rockets at you for free the whole time. And if you guys are up here, you really kind of don't give them that advantage at the same time. Okay. So Nanny said he couldn't get away. I believe him. The good news about you guys losing this fight is that they use like so many ults. I think they used 3 ults. So you guys were actually doing a pretty good job there if you made them use 3 to take that.
I'm hoping somebody kept track of Zen's ult, because they should know Zen hasn't popped it yet. So their goal right now is to make Zen pop his ult without
Yeah,
using
before
any of our
you
ults.
use... Yeah, definitely.
And then
or
we
even if
switched
you-
off of Zen right now for Ana. I don't know why, maybe to help with the Pharah situation, but
I think you were doing a pretty good job dealing with Farah
Yeah.
Zen, though, honestly. So what was I gonna say? I was just gonna add to the whole making Zen. Sometimes you can use an ult to make Zen use this ult, but like you have to realize that that's going to be the sole purpose of it. Anything else is just going to be like an extra bonus, right? So like if you guys manage to keep this and Atlas used his ult, that would probably make Zen pop trance. And then after that, you guys can do the Grav combo with Reaper. But I think you guys don't really keep track of Zen ult. So you guys do the combo, but Zen ends up ulting.
we actually used all 3 of our ults right there. It
Yeah,
looks,
that's definitely,
yeah.
it's not ideal. That's a pretty big risk too, because you guys have to realize that, I think you guys do realize that this fight's like really hard to win. And I remember something kind of odd happens here. I feel like these guys stay here until they manage to all come back. Okay, so you guys are focusing far right now. I noticed someone moved close to the ledge. That's kind of risky if you're fighting afar. Okay, so some people were trying to deal with far and other people were putting pressure on the front line. I feel like the issue there is that... Here, let's see. Because that's kind of weird. A lot of different things were happening here. So here everyone's trying to get the Pharah, but she's getting pocketed, right? And then she ults and then Winston dives in here. Winston drops the bubble here. Yeah, I almost... So Pharah's getting pocketed. If you guys don't have like direct counters to her, or you guys aren't doing like a really good job of killing her, it's going to be like impossible. Unless you're focusing down the Mercy first. Do you know if Alice was dead during then? I think he might have been.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. That's probably one of the reasons why it's so hard for you guys to deal with her. Whoa, okay, that was really interesting. Did they use a Pharaoh boop right there? That's kind of wild. I don't know if that was planned. Do you think so?
Probably not.
So they threw the Diva ult out here. And then... Yeah, Pharaoh boops all of you guys. That's actually insane. That's probably just lucky on their part. Alice gets Pharaoh, which is good, but at this point you guys are already down 3. You just want to Alice probably just go back to spawn and wait for everybody to come back.
Yeah, Dawn needs to switch to Lucio here.
Yeah,
That nano's not gonna help anybody right now.
that's a huge ult ceiling. And at this point, you guys should probably have the fight, but yeah, you guys.
Yeah,
can.
they have this fight because the cart moves up a little bit, and then I made a comment about Dawn needing to switch to Lucio, and I was saying like we should probably just stay on Lucio at this point, just to boot them
Because
off.
like any moment could be a moment where we're gonna have to stall and the cart's this far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Makes sense. So here we have the same thing coming up where their Zen has ult here. And you guys are coming up on Grav. You guys are calling out the Tracer really well. So 60 seconds remaining. I'm trying to think of if that ult was worth it. I feel like you guys got the advantage there, but you didn't end up capitalizing on it. So I almost want to say that McCree ult didn't end up being worth it. I mean, there's not a lot of time left at this point. It might have been better to just save it for the last fight so that they don't have such a big ult advantage.
Like we're not we're like playing super passive right now and just giving them all that time to push the card all the way. We needed to get off, like I think like Scent and Dawn were actually alive at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we had an advantage there, and I don't think we ended up pushing it. Their Mercy didn't end up resing fair. I don't think she had it, so that's a pretty good Grav. I don't think we could follow up, though. Oh, that's good. Okay, so right now you guys are focusing Diva. I don't necessarily... Now you guys could focus Diva because she's out of mech. But, like...
She gets back into mech. I don't think we ever took her down.
Yeah. Now they're focusing Tracer. You guys definitely want to finish off the kill on the Diva. Because she gets back in mech, then... I don't know, this is like why Diva's such a good staller. If you guys don't finish off focus fire, she's just gonna get her mech back and stall.
So I'm kind of
Another
questioning
10
why we
years.
went Brigitte instead of
I
like
think-
Lucio.
Yeah, I think it was for the Tracer, but at this point, it kind of, we just have to stall, you know?
Yeah, you're fighting for time at this point.
You guys did a good job overall, but there are always things you could work on. There are definitely mistakes. Well, I think that's almost... No, that's not the same comp. Their comp is really good at shield break here, which I know on this point is going to be especially annoying because this choke can be pretty irritating to get through with your shield even in one piece at the very end. I'm wondering what you guys are going to end up doing about that. I think the ideal thing to help out with that would be Rich to create like a pretty big distraction. Because you guys aren't gonna win the shield war here. That would just be insane.
Yeah, I think if Rich is gonna go fair, then Alice needs to go something else, not Hanzo, because you can't really pierce through anything.
Yeah.
And we needed to
that's a good
switch
point,
off of Ana as well.
Yeah. Ana is kind of like probably a pretty big odd pick out here. Probably the biggest strength of Ana right now is like the strength of her E. I guess if you could utilize that, it's probably worth picking Ana, but yeah, see his shields breaks like so quickly. It's actually insane.
Oh, cat died.
Yeah,
Right
so
on.
Cat, you probably. I mean, you were moving pretty tight with Sense Sailing, and he had to back up because of shield. But at that point, you guys shouldn't be moving in anymore. You guys are down. And you guys definitely don't want to waste any bushes right here. So now I think you guys are still down 1 overall.
Rich
So they-
needs to not be poking out.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, luckily they still aren't countering for it, but if they were, you probably. But luckily you managed to make it all back in time. So I think Rich, what you're doing is kind of okay, but you need there's like a lot of high ground cover on this map that you aren't, and it's just really risky the way you're kind of poking out.
Well, I was gonna say
Especially-
the difference between our fair play and their fair play is that they were playing sneaky and not using their fair as a distraction for the team to go up. Is that they were going up and then the fair would be the one to come out later. But we're doing the opposite. We're having fair distract the team for our team to come through.
Yeah, which I think overall works out here. I'm not sure if it was necessarily our intention. Like they don't ever reset to point. I think probably because of Rich. But I think we just need to be really like cognizant of that, especially since when you're up here, like if someone from spawn decides to get really mad at you, pick Widow. They could see you from here. That'd be pretty upsetting. Let's see. You guys end up winning the fight because you guys all come back, and you guys had spawn advantage to begin with. I mean, I'm glad it worked out for you guys. Technically, the first fight you probably shouldn't have even pushed in, but you guys managed to clutch it, so you're good. I think a similar thing happens here.
The dragon wasn't necessary.
No, yeah, especially since we have the. I guess you're gonna build it up twice as fast. Cat here, it's looking like, but you could probably wait for better moments too, especially since you guys were looking pretty close to capping point. You could have used it really well for zoning or something.
Wow, we didn't even get a single tick.
I know, yeah. So you guys don't end up winning the fight. My bad. You guys had advantage for a while there, but I think we had some problems with the cleanup.
We didn't push forward is what the problem was. We got the picks and then we didn't push forward. We just stood on point.
Yeah.
And then that allowed them to kind of group up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Pushing your advantage is really important once you get a pick. Like, and even that's something that like is kind of just even implied at like higher elos. You'll notice is once someone gets a pick, everyone just starts moving in. No one even says anything. And I think it's something that you guys can really probably kind of get built into your systems after a while if you get used to it. Okay, so you guys called out Mercy Resing, but it was a little late. Okay, that was good that you guys called out Hog since he was needed in a while. That's like a good case where it's okay to like it's okay to focus Hog. Usually it's like not okay for Hog to be one of the targets that you're focusing unless he's like one of the last ones left. Which he also was there too though. Because like Hog presses E and like everything you did to Hog is undone. Okay, so you guys are calling Farah's position out. That's good. Because I noticed that sometimes the DPS players especially will see people in like interesting positions and they won't call it out. Luckily you guys do that here. I think you should work on the consistency of that also though. You guys are getting better though for sure. You guys are calling out Farah here, which is good. You know she's getting pocketed by Mercy. After you guys finish using, I guess you guys have the Pharah, but you need to like actively counter the other Pharah. Oh, okay. I'm hearing some of the things you were saying. You're saying that we have vulnerable healers and we don't have a that's a good point. It would be pretty tough for Hanzo here. We'll see. I think you guys are gonna try to do this grab combo, which is good. But honestly, by now you guys should probably expect Zen to be having ult. Just kind of by, I don't know, it's almost better to overestimate sometimes. Because sometimes you'll be wrong. And now he has like 90% ult. Okay, so you guys get pretty spread out here, I feel like. Or not spread out, but caught out. There's 3 of you guys here, and then kind of they focus you from there. I noticed there's some people over here. I don't know if you guys are coming back from spawn. Let's see. It's the opposite. Whoops.
I think they just
Okay.
died.
Yeah, you're right. What? Why am I that open? Yeah. Because I think Rich is going up there to try to deal with their fire. But Rich wasn't... I don't think Rich was getting pocketed. And you definitely can't ever fight another fair pocketed and you're not. It was good that they ended up using 2 ults. They're the enemy team, though. That's a pretty big win for you guys. Oh. No, never mind. Not if you don't take the point. Because you guys use 3 ults. Okay, Hog was the only one contesting points, so it was good that you called him out there, too. Because he was just going to keep doing damage to you guys with his ult otherwise.
Alright, we need to push up with Alice at this point because
Yeah,
we
you're
won
right.
it.
That's exactly what you're saying in the VOD too, I'm hearing. Which is just true. I think if anyone has to stay on cart to push it, it's probably going to be Don here. It's a little sketchy because he doesn't have like a super good way to protect himself, but definitely if anyone's going to be able to stay on cart and still have like, then the rest of you guys can push up here.
Well, Farrah can just fly above and then boop anyone off of Dawn.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so you guys used like, which is okay because it's like at the very end and it's pretty uncertain. You see, they also used a lot of ults. It's kind of like a reset of the ult economy at this point. You guys managed to win that fight outright, but it probably would have been easier if you guys had pushed up for sure and pressed your advantage more. That's a good pick. It's a good pocket by Mercy too. That is a pretty big anti. Okay, so their Winston... Oh, you guys killed Winston. Cool.
We need to use a damage boost more often.
Yeah. People are going to be good to use damage boost on. It's like really powerful. If you like pocket people, like... I think Hanzo, a Pharah for sure here. People like Soldier. Those are like really good to damage boost in pocket.
Yeah, so he has his healing beam on everyone that has heals. If he stayed with Farah with damage boost and stayed up in the sky, then he wouldn't have died right there.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Farah like gives you a ton of mobility when you're playing Mercy. Okay, so you guys are trying to focus on D.Va here. That's good. And again, you guys switch to a different target after you get D.Va out of mech. Pharah is a high priority target here, but honestly, it'll take like a very short amount of time to kill Baby D.Va if you guys are focusing her down. You can't even really fault anybody for using ults there. This is like the very last moment. You guys are pretty far back though at the same time.
So you see, like, their Mercy is using damage boost a lot more, and that's kind of why they're winning the team fight too.
Yeah, that's true. Usually, we have to outplay them pretty hard for us to win these team fights. Wow, Rich and Nanny have been stalling the point for a very long time now. That's a good stall.
So
Yeah, you made a good point in the VOD. They actually stopped calling out targets towards the very end there. I think it's because the few people that were left aren't used to calling out targets, but if you see that no one else is there, you definitely have to keep calling them out. Okay, so Rich made a point that Diva used self-destruct, so you guys weren't able to kill her before, which is true. That let her stall for longer, but you guys actually weren't focusing her down either. She doesn't have a lot of health. Usually you could kill a Diva before she manages to remake from a self-destruct. It's still worth focusing down, I'd say. Yeah. That's the last one. Do you have any comments you want to make?
Other than I think the stream probably was trash because OBS is not set up correctly. So we're gonna have to play back the Twitch stream and see how bad it is.
Okay.
I should have had you stream it as well.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea. Okay. Would it be kind of trippy if we checked on stream?
Yeah. Well, I can stop the stream and you can play back the video.
Yeah,
that
we'll
may
see.
be better.
We'll check it out. Yeah.